welcome to episode 6 of the Voice It Out podcast. I know you missed us and you missed me because I was not available for the last episode. I know you was here slandering my name, but as God will have it, it's payback time. This is the second week. This is the second week that I've seen Oyin. Oyin has not been around. She has been in a man's. Oyin's mom, if you are watching this, Oyin has not been to work. She has been in a man's house for the past 2 weeks. So now, as you already know, my name is Damlola Agbolabori, and with me today is
Peter Joy Isaac.
Okay. So today we'll be discussing a very important topic. Topics that people have different opinions about. August 1st to 7th, we commemorate World Breastfeeding Week.
Sure.
So now, for this year, the theme was breastfeeding for a sustainable life start, strengthening what works. So now, let's talk. Why are we even celebrating Breastfeeding Week in the first place? We are celebrating mothers that take their time to breastfeed their children. We understand that breastfeeding a child is not easy, and it takes a toll on mothers, on mental, physical health of mothers. And when we think about it, we don't say that women that don't want to breastfeed their children. There are so many factors that can make you not want to breastfeed your children. That's completely fine. So women have to return to work like a month after childbirth. We're advocating for more months of maternity leave, paid maternity leave, by the way, not unpaid. And some women have to return to work a month after giving birth, 2 months after giving birth. Some women do not receive enough family support.
Yes.
When you are breastfeeding, you have to have enough support from your husband, from your family, from everybody that surrounds you. Some cannot even, feed well enough to give back to their children. Some women do not even produce enough breast milk to cater for the nutritional needs of their children. And for some, it's grandparents, family members saying, "Oh, don't give this child water. You don't have to do it exclusive. You should give your child water. You should feed them normal food, solid food, yes, instead of breastfeeding the child." We understand that there are so many reasons that women might not be able to breastfeed children, but we still want to celebrate every woman, people that have brought life to the world, and encourage them to breastfeed their children even more.
So we want to look at why is breastfeeding important. Yes, because it's actually essential. But most people have said, so you're breastfeeding, give him water. In fact, some will tell you pap.
Yes.
If the child rejects pap, turn the child upside down and
the child not
and that's what many of us went through as a child.
Yes.
But coming to our knowledge and all that, why is breastfeeding important? Basically, there are some essential nutrients in the breast milk that is important, very important for a child to grow and develop the strong bones, the strong muscles. If you want your child to be healthy, breast milk is needed right from the start. So supporting it with water, I don't think there is a basic need for that.
No.
6 months, that was 6 months, just dedicate it to your child. And you're giving him breast milk or her breast milk. And there are cases whereby you see children that lost their moms at birth, and there's alternatives, recommended alternatives from the doctor.
Recommended
so don't
alternative.
Think because we don't want to do that here. We are supporting breastfeeding mothers, and we are telling you why it is important for breastfeeding the baby with milk, breast milk. So it's essentially for them to grow healthy and develop strong bones. I'm sure you want your child to have strong bones.
Yes. And you know that we are not saying that children that are not breastfed, they don't grow healthy. Yeah. Because people will watch it and say, "Oh, it's a lie. My children took formula, they've seen somebody that raised their children on formula and they are doing well." Of course, children that are raised on formula will also grow up to be healthy. They will also grow up as normal, smart children. Yeah. But then we'll still encourage that you breastfeed your children because it builds immunity. The first breast milk you produce as a mom is called colostrum.
Yeah.
And then this colostrum builds the child's immunity. So when your child is feeling ill, your body tailors the breast milk that it produces to the needs of your child. if your child is not feeling well, the moment they latch on the breast and they take breast milk, your body already knows what is wrong with that child and produces breast milk either to heal that child or to facilitate the healing of that child. So whatever it is that is wrong with the child will be healed much faster than regular. So we just encourage breastfeeding for the immunity, for the general well-being of your child. Does not exactly mean that if you raise your child on formula that your child will not get what they
there are
need.
circumstances
Yes, that's it. There are circumstances that would make one, because that some mothers even feel guilty when they're unable to breastfeed their children, and you don't have to feel guilty about it. If you don't produce enough milk for your child, it's not your fault. You don't have to feel guilty about it. In cases like that, you can give children formula. But if you are able to breastfeed your child for 6 months, please do. Also, we'll be discussing the myths and the facts that surround breastfeeding. You know that we have like long-standing traditions, things that we say about breastfeeding. So people will say that people with smaller breasts who do not produce enough milk for their children. But we have seen that this is not actually true, right? It's not true. Breast size does not matter when it comes to breastfeeding. You might have like tiny breasts, very big. In fact, some people with big breasts complain of not producing enough milk. So breast size does not matter. It doesn't matter if you have smaller ones or bigger ones. You might still be, unable to produce enough milk. And some people say babies need water within that 6 months. No. The amount of hydration that your baby needs for that 6 months, the breastfeed caters for it. The breast milk caters for it.
Exactly.
Your breast milk has enough hydration, enough nutrients. Your breast milk is enough for your child for 6 months. The baby is not thirsty. Please don't give the baby water just because you think, she's thirsty, he's thirsty. No. The baby is not thirsty. The breast milk is enough, right?
When I was in secondary school, there's this funny story. Like, I always think that baby that I give milk and water to is that's what causes big tummy. When the baby has big tummy. So please, but as I grew older and I knew that you don't have to give a child water.
Yes.
Breast milk is enough. Like there's water already in the
breast milk. Water they inside. So don't overload the child with even more water than they need. Okay. So some people would say that formula is better than breast milk. That babies that they give formula, they grow faster and bigger than babies that are breastfed. Is that true? I don't think that's true. I don't think that is true. Babies that were fed with formula and those that were fed with breast milk, they grow normally. Baby, in fact, there's one family that I follow on TikTok. I've seen their baby. She's very chubby. Nowadays people like chubby babies. They like when baby is big, and she looks very well fed, very chubby, very moisturized, fine baby. So it doesn't matter if you feed your child with formula or breast milk. Your child would always look very good. And then we have even said that, or not me, it's not me that has said it, but we have seen it that babies that were exclusively breastfed, are smart. They turn out to be very brilliant children. So if you want brilliant babies, if you want brilliant children, please, if you can, please breastfeed your child for 6 months exclusively.
So now we are going to be talking about how can we support breastfeeding mothers. That's a very big issue on our side. I've seen it outside the country whereby they even have a year maternity leave. Wow. And even the father gets it, but right now I'm not talking about fathers, so mothers. Okay. So how can we support breastfeeding mothers? They need, even if they go back to work, breastfeeding their baby. Some people that why are you bringing out your breast
in public? Yes.
I'm a woman, I need to breastfeed my baby, please. So how can we support them? First thing first, I think we need to increase the number of maternity leave for our mothers, for breastfeeding mothers. For every
paid maternity leave.
Paid one, not unpaid. But if you are a business owner, if you are the one that have your own business, you are self-employed, you can be paying yourself. that's good and fine. But for people that are working in private enterprises, they are working in government offices, they need to have paid maternity leave.
Yes.
And
but then before we say that, do we know how many months it is that is stipulated in Nigeria right now for mothers to have paid maternity leave?
So I think they said it was 6 months.
6 months paid. But is it every organization, every part, government, non-governmental, governmental or non-governmental, do we all follow this? Because when we talk about, I think most private organizations, they would not do 6 months of paid maternity leave.
So please, this is one way you can support breastfeeding mothers in your offices. And also, another way we can support breastfeeding mother is not to stigmatize her when she's breastfeeding her baby. You don't have to beg. There are a lot of teachers when you are breastfeeding. You hold your baby like this, you do like this. No, just teach with love and care. Show them support. Show them that care. They need that care at that moment. And so the fathers too as well. Support your wife, because she's feeding a human being. It's not toy. She's feeding a human being, so she needs your utmost care and support. It's not the time you come back from work and you be like, where's my food? Since when you have been at home? No, you show her care, and you need to pamper her with gifts. In fact, tell her not to enter the kitchen for that whole 6 months. So yeah, it's true. Don't enter the kitchen for that whole 6 months. I'll be taking care of you and the baby. Yes, because she's feeding a human being as well too. And I've seen it in movies whereby if they pump the breast milk now you have to find a way to preserve the milk.
Yes.
So now, okay, fine. If she returns back to work, is there a way for her to preserve the milk in the office? You should put the breast milk in the freezer. Won't you still stigmatize her? Why are you putting it in? You're supposed not to be putting it in a bottle. In crèches too as well. We need to support, give all our support to the mother and the baby too. When they bring their breast milk in bottles, help them preserve it and give it to the babies as when due. So when we take the baby, when the mother resumes back to work and then she decides to drop the baby at crèche, please, caregivers, people that takes care of the baby, please support the mothers as well. We are all mothers. We are upcoming mothers, even though we've not given birth, but we are upcoming mothers. So please take care of the baby as well.
So finally, I would just say that breastfeeding is one of the best instruments we can use to make sure that your child's health is at optimal level. So for the World Breastfeeding Week, we continue to celebrate mothers, and we continue to encourage you to breastfeed your child if you can. You will see that I keep emphasizing on if you can. We are not saying that all mothers must breastfeed their children, because we know that situations differ and there are so many peculiarities for so many women that might cause you not to be able to breastfeed. But as I've said time and time again, if you are able to breastfeed your child, please breastfeed. And we would also say that every mother deserves support, not pressure. Not breastfeed your child. Don't breastfeed your child. Just give a mother time to process what she can do for a child, how her body reacts, and all of that. So when we strengthen support for mothers, especially breastfeeding ones, we give every child a healthier and more sustainable start in life. So let's continue to support every breastfeeding mom around us. As you know, as we would always say, follow us. Don't forget to follow us.
Like, share, and also comment, and also subscribe.
Yes, very, very important. So where will they subscribe?
You are going to subscribe on YouTube at VARCE TV, and on our Spotify at Voice It Out Podcast.
And then they will be sleeping on our YouTube page, because you don't know, we might be dropping our episodes like a thief in the night.
Exactly.
So you have to always turn on our notification. Turn it on so that when we post something, you see it immediately and you please engage with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.